If you remember how back in old days people or one person to another person they were communicating to each other, actually it was taking time to just send a message from one person to another person or from one company to another company. So if you see in this slide, I have a perfect example for you where company A is at Arizona and company A wants to send a message to company B. What they're gonna do is they first have to write a letter and then go to the nearest post office, and then this post office, based on their schedule, they're just gonna load it on the truck, and this truck is just gonna take all these mails from Arizona to Sacramento post office, and this can be like 900 miles, which is gonna take like 14 to 15 hours. Uh, so now, if you see here, what they are doing is they are just traveling from like for 900 miles, 14 to 15 hours from one post office to another post office. And this post office at Sacramento is going to collect all mails and then they're going to see the receivers. And based on their schedule, they're going to take it to Company B that you see in this picture. So, this company A, company B is trying to communicate with each other, and this is like a form of communication that they were doing back in old days. But if you see here, it's taking them like 5 to 6 or 7 or 8, maybe 10, 15, or 1 month to communicate back and forth. So this is like a communication that have like too many delays, and it can slow the work process. And most of the time, if you have customers and you're trying to communicate or solve your customers issues, what you're doing in here is like you're wasting their time. Actually, some customers thinks that you're wasting their time. So these days we have got a modern type of type of communication, and that's like electronic messaging system where you can send messages in like 2 to 3 or like 4 seconds from one person to another person, which is really helping everyone to be effective in their communication. So that is also a form of communication. Just to mention, like the mailing system that we were using back in old days, these days it is in use, and it is in use by most of the banks, insurance companies, where they're sending mails to their customers because some customers do not want to communicate through the emails. They do not want to. They just want them to communicate with them through mailing, like they should receive a mail. So that system is still in use. So let me tell you one thing. In this lesson, we are going to study what is Exchange Server. So anything that you're trying to learn, you need to know what that thing is. So today's lesson is about Exchange Server, and Exchange Server is Microsoft messaging system. Microsoft messaging system which really helped companies and really help organizations, small enterprise, medium-sized businesses to be very fast and effective in responding. So Microsoft messaging system was in public when the first Exchange version came up in the market, and it was Exchange 4.0, and this just came in at 1996, where Exchange just released it in market, and everyone just started to use it because it was really good. We are going to study about all versions of Exchange servers in our history of Exchange. So Exchange is really good because it's a secure way to send and receive messages inside or outside your organization. So when it comes to sending messages, sometimes for some organizations it is really important because their data is really confidential, their data that they have is really secure. So they never want to have an email system that is controlled by someone else. So let me give you an example of Gmail, Yahoo, Hotmail. So if you create an email address in Hotmail, Gmail, what you're doing is you just have control over your mailbox. You do not know if your messages that you're sending, who's controlling it? Like we do trust Gmail, we do trust Yahoo, but when it comes about an organization, when it comes about a business or about a military area where everything is secure, we will never want them to use like public emails, public mail servers where they don't have control, they don't know what is going on in the background. So Exchange server is secure because once you have an Exchange server in your organization, you are the administrator. You are the person who got full control over your Exchange server or over your email server. So what you're doing in here is like once you set up Exchange server, you can see messages, you can track messages, you can just assign permissions. You have full control over email system. So and the messages that you send and receive on a daily basis, they are encrypted and they are secure. So you have full control. That's why it is a secure way of sending emails inside or outside your organization, where you have your own Exchange server and your own name or domain name for your Exchange server, like patrick at gmail.com is good, or patrick or at yourorganizationName.com is good. YourorganizationName.com is good. So it is a secure way of sending and receiving emails. Exchange server reduces communication costs. So if you see in this picture again, what this company A is doing, first of all, it's using like paper, and then it's using writing an email, like writing a mail, and then it's just going to the post office, like they're using a card to go there actually, and they're like burning gas, and then they're paying the post office, and this post office is just coming in here, and then it's like you're paying them, you're using your money to just send a message from one place to another place, like or with the fax, if you're sending fax you're still using money, or if you're using any other like phones, when you use phones you're using your money to do the communication. But Exchange Server is not like that. Once you buy the license, you are paying the money. And once you pay the money for the license and just purchase a server, that's all you're doing. You're not paying any extra money. You're not like paying on a yearly basis. You're just paying one time. So it is reducing your communication cost. No mails again, no faxes, no phones where you have to pay. Exchange Server also enables companies to be responsive and have happy customers. So if you're a customer and I am your insurance provider, will you be happy from me if I reply to your message like after 10 days? No, you will not be happy. You will keep calling me and you will be just yelling at me. So Exchange Server is going to enable companies to be responsive, because if a customer sends an email, for example, it just sends an email saying that my insurance policy is expired, can you please help? You will receive that message like in 2 3 seconds, and then once you see that, you will process it, and then you will send a reply. Once you send a reply, it's gonna take 3 to 4 seconds again, and that's how it's gonna help you to have happy customers. So customers are gonna be happy from you because you are just helping them, and you're so fast in responding to them, so they will be happy from you. And then no additional cost when enabling features. If you're using third-party email systems, or you have a contract with a company, what they will do is they will charge you all the time when you enable a feature. They will say, "Okay, to enable this feature, you will need this license, and this is how we will charge you." But Exchange Server, once you buy a license, like a standard or enterprise, where you have different features and functionalities, you do not need to pay any additional money for that. So once you enable it, that's it, you're good. And then Exchange servers these days are smart now. They have a very uh, smart way of sending and receiving emails where you can like track your emails. You can have like different uh, rules, like if a message comes from outside with an attachment of company, block it. If a message comes from outside from john at domainname.com, block it. So what you can do is you can tell the exchange that do this for me and do that for me, and the exchange is just gonna do that. You can set up, for example, uh, different type of sizes on your mailbox, like a user at finance department should only be able to use 2 MB of their emails. So once you tell Exchange Server is really smart. The engine that it has is gonna catch or gonna follow all those rules that you have just told the exchange. So this is a simple explanation about Exchange Server. I hope you all learned something from this lesson, and I will just see you in next video. Thank you very much for watching.